What a world. Strikes. I'm at a random, I don't even know, they're building some houses. I got like 10 minutes to make today's vid. And I just pulled over on the side of the road down this random like tuck street, and there was a cool lake, and I was gonna set the shot up there. But I've been wanting to set the camera down and walk around more. So hopefully you can see me and hear me, and I'm gonna just randomly walk through and around this area. But today I wanted to talk about the idea of inspiration and how it works, or at least like what to do with it when it strikes. I think a lot of times I'll try to like balance like what I'm working on and be like, say I want to make a song, I'll be like, okay, I have to make this song, and I'll sit down and I'll make myself work on it, which is like never the best place to create from. But it kind of creates these reps of like, when I make myself sit down, I get better and better at this idea of sitting down, and I get better and better at just the craft itself. I get better at, knowing where the buttons are that I hit to like record and get into that flow state quicker. Same with like these videos. I wouldn't have done today's video if I didn't have the camera set up and everything, and I hadn't already practiced and made myself make a bunch of videos. And even these videos that I'm making, kind of shit, to be honest, compared to like where these go. I'm sure like in the next year, when I keep doing these every day, and ideally, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with them. I can see myself doing them for a lot longer than a year. Maybe not every year, but yeah, I think even these are just a setup to whatever it is I'm supposed to be making. And I think when then you're in that era of whatever it is you're like supposed to be making, or whatever that means, I think these are just like the reps that get you ready in that moment. But what that moment looks like is never something you get to choose, or at least I've never gotten to choose it. I think I've like tried to choose it. A lot of times I've been like, this is the most important thing, or like, this is the album I'm gonna make, or I'm gonna, I just like think through the whole project and be like, this is the most perfect version of it. And reality, when I look back at like my favorite shit I've just made ever, whether it's songs, videos, or whatever, it was just this moment of like when the feeling of inspiration hit me and I got this desire to create, and I was like, I have something I want to say. It was when I just took that feeling and just rode the wave of whatever it was, and like put it into the world and didn't think. But a lot of times there's like shit in the way of that happening. A lot of times like you'll get this feeling of like, I need to make this thing, or I need, you basically that wave of inspiration that will lead you to your flow state. A lot of times you catch that feeling and you got to go to your work, or like you're running late for something, or somebody's calling you, or I don't know. There's a million fucking things. Like just shit will be happening. And I think in those moments, the more and more you could say like, oh yeah, you're good. The more and more I think you could say like yes to those moments, and the more and more you just like lean into follow. I have this rule, that's the point of this video. I have this rule that whenever I get that feeling and I know this is that creative, the best version of my creativity. It's like coming from the most honest place. I felt some way, and now I want to put it out there, or just like, allow it to exist. Whether I put it anywhere or not, whether it's just for me and I make it and that's that, whatever it is, I need to let that feeling get out. I have this rule where I make myself now chase that. So if I get that feeling comes at the cost of everything else. There's not much that can get in the way of that feeling. And you gotta be pretty careful with this, because you can get lost in it. You can be like, everything's that feeling. You gotta be really honest, like, with when you're in that place. But and a lot of times when you're starting, it is. Like a lot of times when you're first catching your first versions of constant flow state, and you're first catching your, oh man, I'm making art I'm really excited about, and like I'm doing a really good job like at getting it out, and like it's really connecting with myself and other people. I think a lot of times you will you'll constantly have this feeling, and you'll constantly let it I'm gonna go walk around in this house. Let's see if y'all can, I don't think y'all can see me, but I wanna explore it. Maybe I'll bring y'all with me. But anyway, I think, when when you're first starting to get that inspiration for the first time, there will be a lot of moments that you do have to say yes to, and you do have to show up to. And it comes at a sacrifice for sure. It comes at the cost of, other shit you wanted to do. It comes at the cost of people not understanding. That's the biggest one. That's the most tough one. People just they won't get this concept, which is why I think you need to be really honest with yourself about it, and why you need to chase it early, because it gets harder and harder to do what I'm talking about. Wherever you're at in life, you will only become more responsible, meaning like you'll only have more and more responsibilities stack. Let's see if I fix the lighting. You only have more and more responsibilities in your life that come up, and more reasons to say no to this idea of inspiration, because life happens. And in that life happening, hold up, I gotta get this color right. I think that's as bright as I can make it. Let's go upstairs. You'll only get more and more reasons to say no to that feeling of inspiration. And at the end of the day, bro, we're just a bunch of kids playing. And that's, I think, what art and creativity really is. It's like, what am I doing in here, man? I don't know. But I made this video, and then this video led me here, and I'm just constantly chasing it. And whether it's showing up and just like trying to show up every day and make yourself make it. This video, I made myself make this today. I really didn't want to today. But like, we're here. And now this will lead to hopefully one in the future. Hopefully lead to one in the future where it is a dope one. Or it is something that like I can put a little more time and energy and effort into, and like really just like be a work of art, if that makes sense. But like for me, it's just about showing up and keep making them and keep following that inspiration when it strikes, yeah? That's about it. At this point, I'm just rambling and exploring a random house. I used to do this a lot when I was a kid. I'd like find these like buildings that were being built, and I'd realize, bro, you could just go inside these and nobody cares. And then when they're done, you can be like, bro, I was inside those. We'd always run that. All right, yeah. Oh man, it's bright. All right, I'm not gonna fix it. Peace. Love. Keep going. See y'all tomorrow.